So I'm back with another Joe's Home Garage video. So I've said it before in these other videos that I purchased this car, which is an 88 Notch, and it was missing a lot of interior parts. A lot of stuff was hacked up, ripped out, wiring, everything. And then I came across a good deal on a stock parts car, which happened to be a 92. It's sitting out here in the rain. I'm going to have to cover it. It's getting wet. But even though I'm inside, even though it is all rotted out, I'm still trying to save whatever I can for whoever can use it. But so one thing that's really kind of bothered me, and I mean, it's nobody's fault but my own, but I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it, is these cars are supposed, like everybody says, they're interchangeable. The first thing that I figured out was that the wiring harness from an 88 to a 92 is totally different. Well, not totally different. They used a lot of the same plugs, used the same colors. The difference is the 88 car originally wasn't a mass airflow car, I don't believe. It has one now because it's supercharged and somebody added that stuff, I guess. But most of the plugs and everything are good. So the parts cars come in handy, just to be able to steal parts off of and little plugs. And I ran into this the other night. This car had doors put on it. Well, the wiring and everything are there for the automatic doors. It had switches for electric doors, door locks, but there were no door locks installed. Or no actuators. So I bought the Dorman actuators, because I was told not to get the other ones, that they don't hold up. Of course, I ran into the fact that they use a 1/4-inch rivet, and my pop rivet gun doesn't go up to 1/4 inch, so I had to order a new one. But on the driver's side, I got lucky. The rivet was still there, and the plastic piece that holds the actuator, which you really can't see, but was still there. So after fighting with getting the 92 dash installed in this car, and then I went with the 92 steering wheel, even though the horn's not going to work, none of the buttons are going to work. Eventually I'm going to change it to a custom steering wheel, but having to use the 88 cluster, because the 92 cluster doesn't work in this car unless you change all the wiring, and then you're into more hackery than it was already here. So I used the 88 cluster, which fit onto the 88 dash, or the 92 dash. This is the dash out of the 92, because the one out of the 88 had holes in it. It was cut up and beat up. And then the dash panel is different on the 92. Well, once I didn't have an 88 steering wheel. It had, an aftermarket Chinese steering wheel on it or whatever. So I had to use the surround from the, from the 88, and it just doesn't look right. So, because I think when you put the 92 one on there, it wouldn't fit with this or with the dash, one or the other. But it's not a big deal. But so I spent all yesterday or last night and everything dynamating the doors. Man, I did anywhere I could get my hand, I put Dynamat. I'm like, I don't care about the weight. I want this car to be nice and quiet, ride smooth, be able to talk, not have wind noise. Got the weather stripping. Previous owner had already bought that. New door run. I put in new door run channels. The new outer belt stripping. The new outer door door moldings. All the other stuff's ready to get painted. I got new parts up here. Well, I bought the new grill from LMR with the side pieces, painted those. Took my mirrors, painted those. Rock Auto had new glass for like 10 bucks a piece. They're not here yet. I ordered them, but so I figured, you know, why put on this old scratched up, you know, the laminated glass. I have a bunch of them. When I can get brand new glass for 10 bucks and it just glues on to here. So I started trying to get this car back together. Got both sides done. Got I'm waiting on the pop rivets or the rivet gun so I can do this side, get the actuator in. I still got to figure out what to do with the speakers, because the speakers I bought have big magnets on them and they hit the glass. I have spacers to space them out, but then of course the door panels aren't going to fit right. So, I mean, I'm already kind of making it a custom car. So do I really care about cutting a hole in the door panel and then putting the Scar Audio speaker grill on it, or removing the panel, the little plastic piece, and then putting that on there? So we'll see when I get to that. But so today I put these panels back in, got the wires hidden up there, got my floor or my trim pieces here, put the one piece here, started out. The seatbelt issue is a freaking pain in the ass. If I would have known, I would have actually just waited and found an older parts car, because of the whole, once they went, I don't know if it was 90 or whatever, they switched to the seat belts that mount up top rather than lap belts, which no one seems to mention that. But the back seat, the base of the back seat, when you have a 88 car, it mounts different to the floor, so it doesn't have those bars in it, and then it's cut a little bit different, I guess, for the lap belt mount. It's a big giant mount that sits here, so the seat belt can come out, and connect to this part. So the seat fits in the car. The top of the back seat fits in the car. That's not a problem. Well, one of my big problems with this car is finding the rear quarter panels, or rear quarter plastics for this car, because this car had a roll bar in it, and they did a beautiful job when they cut the hole through there for the roll bar that I removed. And said everybody keeps saying all these parts are interchangeable. All these, you can 88, 92. So I redid this, painted it. Well, you can already tell by looking at them that they're slightly different. It's funny because the little pocket that hooks at the bottom is same on both cars. And then I noticed that this one has more like a little armrest thing, where this one is just flat. No big deal. The seat belt slot for the seat belt to come out for this is for the front seat, which I gotta have front seat belts. The back I can get away with the lap belts. This is the same here. They had a little different design. They had a little clip that slid over it. Well, what is the problem now? So I go to put the seat belts in. Look at where the hole is between the two different panels, where they line up for your shoulder belt. Like, are you kidding me? So now you've got this one that's, I don't know, this far away. And then go to this one for the 92, and it's only this far away. So now I'm going to have to cut another hole in here to get this panel in, and then find something to plug that hole. which maybe one of the rubber plugs will work or something, but it's just like that's little stuff that you just don't hear about or people aren't talking about. Everything has a get around. There's always some way to make it work. I'm hoping that I don't have any other problems, because it looks like the window tracks are a little wider, like where it goes to the window, but that could be just the illusion of the way they trimmed it out or whatever. And I'm guessing the holes probably don't line up either. The screw holes probably don't line up either. So I'm going to get them in the car, and then, because I just really want to get this car back on the road. And then I'll look when I go to Carlisle, or there's a few guys in PA that hoard these parts, and I bet they know all this stuff, but they're not making YouTube videos. One thing I did do today was, so my original plan was to mount the 92 seat belts for the back up on the top. So then there was shoulder belts for the back seat. And then I started putting that stuff in, and I was like, man, that would be like a real, I mean, I know guys have it, but what a real pain in the ass to tint the back window. Like, can they get, it's real tight when you put those caps on. So can they actually get back there? Or do they have to remove the caps, remove the third brake light? Like, they have to do all that, or they have to go, tint around the third brake light, which I don't want. And I don't think I'm going to use the third brake light anyway. So that's just my little rant for today. I'm getting so close, and then I run into this, and I'm like, oh, now what do I do? So now I got to drill a hole. I mean, not like anybody will see it. The windows are tinted, like, unless somebody's picking the car apart. But I did order just that for the heck of it. I'm like, this trunk lid, is already jacked up with the hole. And then as soon as I flick these other, I can already see this one. I just saw it right here. That's where they patched the hole, and like I said, they didn't put anything in it. They just stuck some Bondo in there, so as soon as I flick that, it's going to pop a hole through the car. And so I ordered a spoiler off of eBay, and yep, I'm going to be that guy that puts a body kit on a coupe. I'm not big on spoilers, but I'm hoping it'll help me hide this stuff. Even if the holes don't line up, I can put something in there temporarily, and then I may end up just ordering a new trunk lid to begin, anyway. God, this thing's filthy, but I can't wash it with the car open. Like, I don't want the whole inside to get soaked, and I don't want to scratch the paint by wiping it down. So I like the deleted keyhole, which I'm sure I could do myself again, but I may end up ordering one. I've heard that they're like $100 and some bucks delivered, and they fit. Like, they work great. So we may end up doing that. But yeah, that was really caught me by surprise when I thought I was getting somewhere today, and nope, back to the drawing board. So I just got to drill a hole, but just a little annoying. So all right, well, here's the final result. So I guess it didn't come out too bad. Seat belts are in. Just have an extra hole up in the top. I had to add a hole. I guess nobody will really notice it, except for me. I'll see it every time I look in the back of the car. But yep, I got I'm not real impressed with the LMR seat belts. I mean, it's a nice looking belt, but these little plastic sleeves are garbage. This thing was already broke from the second I opened the package, so I had to wrap electrical tape around it, which I'm guessing is not really that noticeable, but just cheap Chinese plastic, I guess. Everything's from China. So, and I'm glad that I put back part in, the little shelf, before I started screwing the side panels down. I figured that that would be something that popped in after, but it's not. So now I got to do is throw this, figure out which screw goes where, because they're specific, which I have a little printout from LMR, and then put the seats back in, and then get this thing, hopefully get it running in the next week or so, and get it to the tint shop. If anybody has any input on, so now that I've got all these new door seals and brand new door pins, the doors seem to line up, but have a hell of a time getting the striker to line up, and to get the door to close properly, you got to slam the door and then fight to get it open. Got the switches, so I got to be careful, but so yeah, I'm not even going to slam this one, because this one is being such a pain in the ass to get off. And I know if I take if I went back to the old one without the little plastic bushing, they would open and close perfectly fine. But the bushing's supposed to be there, so what do I do? As you can see, to me it looks like the door's lined up. It's kicked out at the bottom a little bit, which I don't like. Not sure if the door is bent, maybe a little bit. I mean, the gaps look okay. I'm not a body guy at all. Like, this is all new to me. Maybe the door looks a little close. Like, there's no gap up here, and there's a gap down here. So I'm guessing the door needs to go up, and I assume I'm gonna have to adjust that from under the fender. So if somebody has done this before, let me know. But see, I have to pull it really hard, and then in order to get it to shut right, I have to slam it really hard. I went around, see how hard it is to get open. If you just shut it, it doesn't shut all the way. So, I mean, this one's way better than the other one, but I can see up here, this obviously isn't right. So, could use a little advice on that. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to climb up in this fender and loosen the bolts and jack up on the door a little bit. If anybody can see, I guess it does look like it falls, or like the gap gets bigger, a little tiny bit bigger as I come along. I'm not sure about the other side. I don't feel like shutting it because I gotta fight it to get it open. So that's it for tonight. I'm done. Here's a look at the beast.